Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīpāda Mantra 15. Please repeat. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam pūṣaṇa pavrinu satyadharmaya drishtaye. Hiranmayena, by golden effulgence. Patrena, by dazzling covering. Satyasya, of the Supreme Truth. Apihitam, covered. Mukham, the face. Tat, that covering. Tvam, yourself. Pūṣaṇa, O sustainer. Apavrinu, kindly remove. Satya, pure. Dharmaya, unto the devotee. Drishtaye, for exhibiting. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is carved by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. So here, in the 15th mantra of Isopanisad, the prayers are offered to the Lord. Indeed, the 15, 16, 17, and 18 mantras, these are the prayers now offered to the Lord. So understanding has been given in first shloka, Ishavasyam, Idam Sarvam, and then the explanation, how to practice the shloka, how to achieve that consciousness, how to act upon it, that everything belongs to Lord, one should have his own quota, one should discriminate between Vidya and Avidya, one should discriminate and understand what means worship of permanent and worship of temporary, and how should one see Lord everywhere and see His attributes, qualities. And now the prayers are offered at the end. So this is the first of the 4 shlokas, prayers. Hiranmayena patrena, by golden effulgence. Satyasya pihitam mukham. Mukham means the face. So here this Isopanisad, Prabhupada called the personal Upanishad, establishes the Supreme Lord as a person. It's a very important, because most of Upanishads use the word Brahman, describing the Supreme Lord. So there is impression that Lord is impersonal. There is impression that Lord has no form, no face, no hands, no legs, no spiritual body. But here, Hiranmayena patrena, satyasya pihitam mukham, that you show your face behind the dazzling effulgence. So, here, the translation itself says, no, your real face is carved by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering, exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. So, this is now what is described. In Brahma Vaivarta Purana, it is described that when Lord Vishnu took the demigods to see Goloka, Vrindavan, when they came to the heart of Goloka, Vrindavan, to the heart of the planet, they saw that there is a beautiful light, effulgence, coming from the throne. And after some time seeing through that, they could see the forms of Radha and Krishna. So that's also in Puranas described. So here, Srila Prabhupada's purport. Purport starts with explanation that what is that Brahmajyoti? Brahmano hi pratisthana. I am the basis of impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. Krishna says, I am basis of impersonal Brahman. So that immediately is explains that not that from Brahman Krishna came, but Brahman is coming from Krishna. Avyaktam vyaktimapanam manyatemam abudaya. Foolish people think that from avyaktam I become manifested. Avyaktam vyaktimapanam. Manyate means thinking. Mom, about me. Abudaya. Less intelligent people think that I am unmanifested Brahman now personified. And then after I leave this Leela, I leave the body and then I will become again impersonal. No, not like that. Here, Brahmanohi Pratishta Aham. I am Pratishta, we say Pratishtacharya for Srila Prabhupada. Sanstapakacharya, Pratishtacharya. One who establishes, who is basis, who is foundation, founder Acharya. It's the same thing. Pratishta of the Brahman is Krishna. So here, Srila Prabhupada explains, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan are three aspects of the same absolute truth. No? What is the shloka from Bhagavatam? Vadantistu tattva vidas tattvam yajjnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. So Brahman is aspect most easily perceived by the beginner. Paramatma is realized by those who have further progress, and the realization of Bhagavan is ultimate realization of absolute truth. Many places Srila Prabhupada explains this. Remember, we are discussing that Brahman realization is Sat realization, and Paramatma is Sat and Chit realization, and Bhagavan is Sat, Chit and Ananda realization. So, here Gita is quoted 7:7. What is the shloka? Mataf parataram nanyat kinchit astina. Krishna says that he is ultimate concept of the absolute truth. Mataf parataram nanyat kinchit asti. There is nothing parataram above me. Therefore, Krishna is the source of Brahma Jyoti as well as the all-pervading Paramatma. Bhagavad Gita 10:42, Krishna further explained, Atava bahunaitina kim gyatvena tavarjuna. So what Krishna says that even one spark of my expansion, I pervade entire universe. What is needed, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Ekam Shena Stito Jagat. Thus, by his own plenary expansion, the all-pervading Paramatma, the Lord, maintains the complete material cosmic creation. He also maintains all manifestation in spiritual world, and therefore in Shruti Marta of Isopanisad, the Lord is addressed as Bhūṣaṇa, the ultimate maintainer. Okay, so then Krishna explains. See, Krishna is Anandamaya Bhyasat. Krishna is always filled with transcendental bliss. He always remained in transcendental bliss even from the beginning of his childhood pastimes. Then Prabhupada gives example of killing of many demons, Aghasura, Bakasura, etc. What are all these killings of the Lord? But pleasure excursions for him. And this is how Prabhupada explained. This is another one beautiful. Huh? What Prabhupada said, killing of demons, killing somebody, horrible, horror. No, pleasure excursions for the Lord. Because these are pastimes, these are leelas. You know. The Krishna killed the Aghasura, and boys, a huge demon in the form of big snake. And that was dangerous because all boys, they went to the mouth of Aghasura, and Krishna also entered and then killed Aghasura. And the boys come back home to the village and tell, mother, father, Krishna killed a huge snake, the mouth was like a huge cave, and we all turned into the mouth. And nobody takes them seriously. They say, well, Krishna killed the snake. The snake, you take a stick and kill the snake. When you roam around the forest, must be so many snakes around. But one year later, when they saw the bones of a huge serpent over the hills stretched, then they all said, how is this possible? Maybe what the boys they say, maybe it was true. And again, next moment they don't take it seriously. This is Leela Shakti of the Lord, the pastime of the Lord. So it's not a killing, like some endeavor, you have to achieve something, you have to kill somebody, something horrible to perform. No, what is it? Anandamaya Bhyasat. Lord is always enjoying. Stealing butter or killing demon, both are pleasure, under the pleasure potency of the Lord. He enjoyed himself with his mother, brother, friends, and when he played the role of naughty butter thief, all his associates enjoy celestial bliss by his stealing. Even stealing, which is bad in material world, here is giving pleasure to everyone. No? What is the third shloka of Damodarashtaka? Ititik swalilabir ananda kunde swagosham nivajal akya payantam. By his leelas, he puts all the Gokul, all the Vrindavan in the ocean of bliss. This is, everything is for pleasure. No? Gopis, they complain to Mother Yashoda that, oh, your son is very naughty, he's stealing butter from our houses, and he's doing so many mischievous things. And the Mother Yashoda says, okay, I'll punish him, he will never come to your house till butter. Oh, he'll never come to our house till butter. They didn't like it, they didn't like to hear that. They didn't want him to be punished. They like when he comes. It's all Leela, it's so much pleasure they derive from that. This is absolute. Material world stealing is not good. But in spiritual, even stealing is absolutely good. Lord steals. Everything the Lord did in Vrindavan was for the pleasure of His associates there. So this is the concept, no? This is the understanding. The Lord created these pastimes to attract the dry speculators and the acrobats of the so-called Hatha Yoga system who wish to find the absolute truth. So this is another jewel of Prabhupada. What is it? So why all these leelas are performed? Why Lord comes to material world to perform His leelas? Already He is performing His leelas in spiritual world. Okay? He comes to attract the conditioned soul. One group is dry speculators, always speculate. Lord is like this, Lord is like this, Krishna, Krishna. But what do you mean by Krishna? Brahma Krishna, not only Krishna. If you say Krishna, you may think of one who plays flute. So better say Brahman Krishna. Then you know his impersonal effulgence and this, that. We have temple in Salem. Somebody built a temple and Krishna is sitting in the chair and down is written Brahman Krishna. Krishna is Krishna. Whether sitting on the chair or sitting on the elephant or sitting on the whatever, standing or sitting, Krishna is Krishna. There is no need to say, this is Brahman Krishna. Don't forget, don't be misguided. Krishna is Krishna. Baby Krishna is Bhagavan. He killed Putana, he was Bhagavan. He lifted Govardhan, he is Bhagavan. Kurukshetra Krishna, Bhagavan. Dwaraka Krishna, Bhagavan. There is no difference. Krishna is absolute. Krishna is Krishna. Why you have to put any attribute to describe Krishna who is already perfect? And that's their ignorance. Because they show the form, but actually they don't believe in the form. And then we ask the Swamiji, who show us the Murti. You see, you worship Krishna. We also worship Krishna. But we worship Brahman Krishna. What is a Brahman Krishna? As if there are two Krishnas. No? So we ask him, Swamiji, so you have beautiful Murti, Krishna sitting in the chair. There is nowhere in Shastra described that you worship that type of form, that Krishna sits in the chair. There is Bhartura's form. With his Shaktis, he should be worshipped. Lakshmi Narayan, Radha Krishna, Sitaram are sitting in the chair. Anyway, at least they worship Krishna, you think. But when we ask him, so, do you believe in form of the Lord? No. Immediately say, no. Therefore Brahman Krishna. Then why did you put the form of the Lord? You see? Because if there is no form, there is nothing to worship. You may laugh, but you go to Chidambaram Temple. It's a famous kshetra for Shri Vaishnavas and for Smartas also. Shaivites. So Shiva and Vishnu are worshipped in the same temple. Okay, now the altar of the Nataraj, famous Shiva temple, has 3 partitions. First one, in the middle one and the third one. So middle one is famous Nataraj form, the dancing form of Shiva, most popular all over the India, all over the world. On third altar, there is a crystal linga given by Shiva, given to Shankaracharya when he went to Himalayas. And then there is a small ruby Nataraj also there. But on first altar is called Avyakta Rupa. Nothing is there. So you will see when people give a little donation, they take them on the altar for close darshan. So everybody comes by the step and first thing you see this empty altar. So people come, they look, nothing is there, no? They don't understand that this is supposed to be Brahman, Avyakta Rupa. No? Oh, nothing is here. Nobody offers prayers, nobody stops, no flowers, no puja. Nobody stops to meditate or anything like that. They look, nothing, okay, next. Where's the next? Form is there. Oh, you see? Nobody stops more than 1.5 seconds in front of that altar because nothing is there. So difficult. It's very funny. Okay, so Krishna makes these pastimes, lilas, to attract these dry speculators who speculate who is the Lord. And look at this one. Acrobats of the so-called Hatha Yoga system. That's another one. Acrobats, acrobats are some physical exercise. Prabhupada laughed one time on the lecture. They think by pressing the nose, they will go home back to Godhead. By pressing the nose. In this pranayama, you know how they do that. Okay. So now, the point is that ultimate reality. What is it? Krishna Leelas with his devotees. This is the ultimate realization of absolute truth. Krishna Leelas, to enter Krishna Leelas. So this is Prabhupada explained another place. There are 5 levels of knowledge. One is that Pratyaksha Jnana. Then comes Paroksha Jnana, learning from other sense perception. Then comes realization of Aparoksha, that you contemplate whatever you perceived around and heard from other sense perception. Then you contemplate and understand, I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. Aparoksha. Then comes Adokshaja, knowledge of gods, forms, qualities, pastimes. And then comes Aprakrita. Aprakrita means that you actually enter into the Lord's Leelas. You are admitted in spiritual body to participate in Lord's Leelas. So this is the 5th, the highest. So here Prabhupada quotes then, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:12-11. What he quotes? Famous, the shloka, Krita Punya Punja, that personality of Godhead who is perceived as by impersonalists, as the impersonal blissful Brahman, by Gyanis, who is worshipped as Supreme Lord by devotees in the mode of servitorship, Dasya Rasa, and who is considered an ordinary human being by mundane people, played with cowherd boys who had attained their position after accumulating many pious activities. So here in this one shloka, the gradation of understanding of the Lord. Materialistic people think he is some historical figure. And they speculate. There is a scholar who wrote that Krishna was a leader of a tribe. And therefore later on they equated him to Vishnu of Rig Veda, so they made him God. That's really, you have to speculate. You have to be really trained speculator to pull out something like this, Then they say there are 3 Krishnas. One is Dwaraka Krishna, one is Kurukshetra Krishna, and one is Vrindavan Krishna. Another one, far-fetched, And they speculate like anything. Mundane people, they don't accept Krishna more than historical figure. Okay. Then they think he's ordinary human being. And some devotees, Gyanis think that he is impersonal Brahman, and devotees in Dasya Rasa, they say he is Supreme Lord. But the highest of all is mood of the Gopas. He is our friend. Play with the cowherd boys who have attained that position after accumulating many pious activities. Krita Punya Punja. So Srila Prabhupada hints this and quotes Bhagavatam for the highest aspect is most intimate relationship with the Lord. Most intimate, personal relationship with the Lord, personal service to the Lord, playing in the pastimes of the Lord, directly serving Him, giving Him pleasure in His transcendental pastimes, and that also without awe and reverence, without knowledge of His Godhood, without knowledge of His might, of His powers, without knowledge that He is supreme. Thus, the Lord is always engaged in transcendental loving activities with His spiritual associates in the various relationship of Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. So this is what Srila Prabhupada said, that ultimate reality and ultimate goal is to achieve a spiritual form and eternal service in any of the rasas with the Lord. So shows that what is that behind that effulgence is a personality of Godhead, and what he does, Eko Devo Nitya Lila Anurakto. He performed always pastimes with his devotees. Okay. Now, what about creation? Is not God busy with creation? Since it is said that Lord Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, one may ask how he managed the affairs of creation. Well, Bhagavad Gita explains this. Although the Lord personally has nothing to do with material creation, maintenance and destruction, he causes all these things to be done by his plenary expansion, the Paramatma. So we know there are three Purusha avatars, Karnadakasha Vishnu, Garbhadakasha Vishnu, Kshirodakasha Vishnu. Purusha avatars, they deal with this creation, maintenance, destruction. Lord comes, plays his leelas. Krishna is always with the flute. That's his business, enjoying pastimes. God doesn't have to bother about creation, maintenance and destruction. His expansions and his energies are carried out of it. Maya Dyakshena Prakriti. Under my supervision, Maya does everything. His supervision is actually supervision of this Purusha avatar. Okay. Every living entity is known as Atma, soul, and the principal Atma who controls them all is Paramatma, the super soul. So Prabhupada goes on explaining, the materialistic Sankhya yogis can only analyze and meditate on the 24 factors of material creation, for they have very little information of the Purusha, the Lord. So this is again partial understanding of the Lord. Impersonal transcendentalists simply bewildered by glaring effulgence of Brahmajyoti. See this, that Brahmajyoti bewilders them. No? If one wants to see absolute truth in full, one has to penetrate beyond the 24 material elements and glaring effulgence as well. Unless this covering is removed, so one can perceive the real face of the personality Godhead, factual realization of absolute truth can never be achieved. So we may call Jnanis, impersonalists, we may call them transcendentalists, because they are not interested in gross sense gratification of material world. But we cannot call them really devotees, because they did not realize the God. They don't even accept the form of the Lord. They don't accept personality of God. They don't accept He has a qualities. So this is the difficulty. So then can we call them really transcendentalists? And Prabhupada says, factual realization is not really achieved. Partial realization they have. Then Srila Prabhupada explained the Paramatma feature. The Paramatma feature of personality Godhead is one of the three plenary expansions of Vishnu. That was collectively known as Purusha avatars. So here, Kshirodakasha Vishnu is the Vishnu among the three principal deities, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. And he is all-pervading Paramatma in each and every individual living entity. He is one who maintains, sustains everything. He is in every atom, that Paramatma. Then Garbhodakasha Vishnu, the collective super soul of all living entities. Because Garbhodakasha Vishnu takes from the Karna ocean or from Mahavishnu's body, when jivas come out, he takes particular group of living entities in each universe. In this universe, he enters with totality of the jivas for this universe. So he is Paramatma of all living entities. And Karnadakasha Vishnu, who lies in the causal ocean, is the creator of all universes. So all three are called Paramatma. But what we generally define as a Paramatma, one who dwells in heart of everyone, in every atom, that is Kshirodakasha Vishnu's position. The yoga system teaches the serious student to meet the Vishnu Tattvas after going beyond the 24 elements and the cosmic creation. So this is another one of amazing Prabhupada expression. No? What is the goal of yoga? To meet Lord Vishnu, to personally meet Lord Vishnu, to meet Vishnu Tattvas. Okay, then Prabhupada explains, after explaining Paramatma, he explained Brahmajyoti. The culture of empiric philosopher helps one realize the impersonal Brahmajyoti, which is glaring effulgence of the transcendental body of Sri Krishna. Gita says, 1427, as well as Brahma Samhita, Yasya Prabha Prabhato Jagadanda Koti. In the millions and millions of universes, there are innumerable planets, and each and every one of them is different from the others by its cosmic constitution. All of these planets are situated in corner of the Brahmajyoti. This Brahmajyoti is but the personal effulgence of the Supreme Personality Godhead, whom I worship. So that Lord's body is shining. That That is described in the Shastra. Okay, Prabhupada quoted. This mantra from Brahma Samhita is spoken from the platform of factual realization of absolute truth. What is it, factual realization of absolute truth? You see, if you read Brahma Samhita, we always start reading from that Chintamani Prakara Sadhana Sukalpa Vriksha. But if you start from beginning of the book, as it should be done, then you will see that first establish Ishvara Parama Krishna, Krishna is supreme. Second shloka established that there is Goloka Vrindavan. And then description of Goloka Vrindavan, that Krishna resides in the middle with Radharani and all the principal expansions. Then the shloka describes the Shvetadvipa. Shloka describes the outskirts of Goloka Vrindavan, where Sankarshan, Aniruddha, Pradyumna and Vasudeva reside. And then the next shloka describes the creation, the Brahma Jyoti effulgence, and the covering of the Brahma Jyoti, and then the Mahavishnu in creation, appearance of Lord Shiva, appearance of Prakriti. And then from Garbha Vishnu, Kshiraka Vishnu, Garbhodaka Vishnu expands. That is also described. And then when Brahma is created, he meditates. He is trying to understand what is his cause. He goes down the stem and he is trying to find what is the cause of him. He cannot find. He hears the sound in the word, tapaha. You should perform tapasya. And when he hears the sound, he follows that. It is explained that he got initiation into Gayatri Mantra. Divya Saraswati, the wife of Lord Nrsimhadev, she given him instruction in the Gopala Gayatri. After he performed austerity, he was instructed to chant Gopala Gayatri. The Gopala Gayatri and Kama Gayatri Mantra. These are 6 and 7 mantras. When one gets second initiation, one will receive 7 Gayatri mantras. So the last 2 mantras are given there by Divya Saraswati to Brahma. Then Brahma chants the mantras, Gopala Gayatri and Kama Gayatri. And then what he achieves. One moment you will see in Shloka, Brahma says, I realize I'm a maid servant of the Lord. He realized his spiritual body as a gopi. And then what he says, he practiced devotional service. He meditated on the Supreme Abode, he meditated on the Lord, he chanted the mantras, he did tapasya, he performed devotional service by meditating on the mantra. And then he revealed, his Swarupa was revealed, and then he is seeing spiritual world. Then he opens his eyes and see, Chintamani Prakara Sadma, opens his eyes means spiritual eyes. Chintamani Prakara Sadma Sukalpa Vriksha Lakshavriteshu Surabhi Ravipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam Govinda Madhi Purusha. He is seeing spiritual world. So look at this. What Prabhupada said. This mantra from Brahma Samhita is spoken from the platform of factual realization of the absolute truth. Therefore factual realization. And the Shruti mantra Isopanisad and the discussion confirms this mantra as a process of realization. So what is the process of realization? Because Brahma says that Brahma Jyoti is nothing but effulgence of your body. So this Isopanisad confirms that, look what Prabhupada says, and the Shruti mantra of Isopanisad and the discussion confirms this mantra as a process of realization. That please remove that effulgence so I can see your personal form. Brahma realized God is a person. Behind this effulgence, there is a personality. And Shruti mantra, Isopanisad confirms this. So what is it? The Isopanisad mantra is a simple prayer to the Lord to remove the Brahma Jyoti so that one can see his real face. That's all. As simple as that. So if you meet impersonalists and they want to establish that Lord is impersonal and that Lord has no form, then you quote Shruti, Isopanisad, Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pihita mukham. But there is a face of the Lord behind Hiranmayena patrena, behind that glaring effulgence. Quote, Brahma Jyoti effulgence is described in detail in several mantras Mundaka Upanishad. Now Prabhupada quotes Mundaka Upanishad. Hiranmaya parakoshe virajam brahma nishkalam. In the spiritual realm, beyond the material covering, is the unlimited Brahman effulgence, which is free from material contamination. That effulgent white light is understood by transcendentalists to be the light of all lights. In that realm, there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, fire, electricity for illumination. Indeed, whatever illumination appears in the material world is only a reflection of that supreme illumination. Even sunshine is reflection of Brahman effulgence. And Brahman effulgence is effulgence of Lord Krishna's transcendental body. That Brahman is in front and in back, in the north and the south, east and west, and also overhead and below. In other words, that supreme Brahman effulgence spreads throughout both the material and spiritual skies. So this is Brahman described in the Upanishads. So what is the perfect knowledge, Prabhupada said? Perfect knowledge means knowing Krishna is the root of this Brahman effulgence. One should not think that Brahman effulgence is higher than Krishna. That is not confirmed in Shastra. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. He is the source of it. This knowledge can be gained from the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. One will describe the Supreme Truth as Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan according to one's realization of Him. Now why different scriptures also give different hints? Because this is partial realization of the God. This is part of the God. Prabhupada said, famous example, no? The sun, planet, sun disk, and sun rays. These are three aspects of the sun. All three are called the sun. Sun means sun rays, sun disk, sun planet. No? But we understand that from some planet, or the sun god who is residing in the sun planet, that Shakti is manifested. The sun disk and the sun rays comes from him. So we understand that Bhagavan aspect includes Paramatma, localized aspect, and Brahman, all-pervading aspect. Shri Vyasadeva never stated that Supreme Truth is a jiva, an ordinary living entity. If he were the Supreme, he would not need to pray to Lord to remove his dazzling cover, so that living entity could see his real face. Correct? So here also immediately Mayavad is attacked. Not only impersonalists are attacked, but that concept that jiva is equal to Brahman. Then why you are offering prayer? Already previous shloka is discussed, what is the vidya, what is avidya. So you learn, you have a knowledge. So you have knowledge means you are God. So if you are God, to whom you are praying? Why to offer prayers if you are equal to God? You are not equal to God. The conclusion is that one who has no knowledge of the potencies of Supreme Truth will realize impersonal Brahman. Similarly, when one realizes the material potencies of the Lord, but has little or no information of spiritual potencies, he attains Paramatma Realization. Now you see what is the difference. Now, Brahman realization, partial realization, Paramatma, you know a little more. How Lord is amazing, how He maintains everything, how He is all, sustaining everything, no? How amazing potencies He has. But you do not know about Leela Shakti, potency of the Lord, about the pastimes of the Lord, about varieties of spiritual still, no? So that you get partial realization, Paramatma realization. Thus both Brahman and Paramatma realization of Absolute Truth are partial realization. However, when one realizes the Supreme Personality Godhead Sri Krishna in full potency, after the removal of Hiranmaya Patra, one realizes Vasudeva Sarvamiti, that Lord Krishna, who is known as Vasudeva, is everything. Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. He is Bhagavan, the root, and Brahman and Paramatma are his branches. No? So this is very nice example. So then Prabhupada concludes with comparative analysis. It is stated here that the Jnanis, those who have cultivated Vedic knowledge, are better than ordinary fruity workers. You see, materialistic people simply engage in sense gratification. So better are those people who say, forget this sense gratification, let us understand what is the nature of God, what is the Brahman, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. They are better, because they are not gross materialists like animals, they are better than that. No? The yogis are greater than Jnanis. Why the yogis better than Jnanis? Because yogis, they accept there is a form of the Lord. They meditate in Paramatma in their heart. They know more about potencies of the Lord. They know Lord is in everyone's heart. Jnanis thinks, I am in everyone's heart. That's the problem. But yogis, they know there is Paramatma in the heart of everyone. And among all the yogis, those who constantly serve the Lord with all their energies are topmost. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam, same yuktatamo mataha. With faith, those who engage in devotional service, they are the best of the yogis, bhakti yogis. In summary, A philosopher is better than laboring man. Mystic is superior to a philosopher. And of all mystic yogis, he who follows Bhakti Yoga, constantly engaging in service of the Lord, is the highest. Śrīpāda directs us toward this perfection. So here, this is what Prabhupada concludes. This shloka proves that Śrīpāda guides us towards Bhakti Yoga, towards personal relationship, personal service to the Lord. Because the request is, remove your effulgence, I can see your face. And then, after seeing, means even appreciating the face of the Lord, that's already Bhakti Yoga. That's already a sign of devotion. Okay, so I read some quotes from Srila Prabhupada. Outside of Vaikuntha, the abode of Krishna, which is called Paravyoma, is the glaring effulgence of Krishna's bodily rays. Where is that glaring effulgence? Outside of Vaikuntha planets. Outside of Vaikuntha. Okay. This is called Brahma Jyoti. The transcendental region of that effulgence is called Siddhaloka or Brahmaloka. Sometimes Brahma Jyoti is called Brahmaloka. Sometimes Brahmaloka refers to the Brahma's planet. So be aware when you read that to which one it refers. Because many shlokas describe Brahmaloka as Brahma Jyoti, as actually abode of Brahman, not of Brahma, but abode of Brahman. So that's also in the Shastra. When in persons achieve liberation, they merge into that Brahmaloka effulgence. This transcendental region is undoubtedly spiritual, but it contains no manifestation of spiritual activities or orientedness. It is compared to the glowing of the sun. Within the sun glow is the sphere of the sun, where one can experience all sorts of varieties. So basically, when we come out of material world, that is described in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. There was a devotee, Gopakumar, who practiced bhakti. And that also he practiced Raganuga bhakti. As a Gopal, as a coward boy, as a servant of Krishna in Vrindavan. So this Gopakumar is describing how from earth he went to the heavenly planets. From heavenly planets he went to the Mahaloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka and Brahmaloka. Then from Brahma's planet he is promoted to the coverings of the universe. He went to first cover of earth and water and fire and ether, air and ether, then covering of the mind, covering of intelligence, and then he came to the bluish darkness called Pradhana. Then when he went on further of that, in each that region he described who is living there, who achieved that. Yesterday we were discussing a little bit about this, who achieved this Pradhana. Now after the Pradhana, there is a glaring effulgence of Brahma Jyoti. Then after crossing the Brahma Jyoti, he entered into Vaikuntha planets. After crossing Vaikuntha planets, he went to Ayodhya. From Ayodhya, he went to Dwaraka. From Dwaraka to Mathura. From Mathura to Vrindavan. That's the last one. Stop. Full stop. Of course, Nectar of Instruction says, and then in Vrindavan, better than Vrindavan is Govardhan, better than Govardhan is Radhakund. So that's the highest. Full stop. No more after that. Okay. So that glaring effulgence is there, but that is not absolute. So impersonalists, when they get moksha, they come out of the coverings of the universe, they go through, the last one is Pradhana, the last of the coverings is Pradhana, and then they see the light. They don't see Vaikuntha planets, and they think, that's it, we were right. It ultimately is impersonal. But they can't see through the light. You see? That's the... Okay, here, Prabhupada describes, the whole material creation is resting on the heat and light of the sun. That's a fact. Similarly, this sun is only a reflection. Just like the moon is a reflection of the sunlight. Similarly, the sun is also a reflection of Brahma Jyoti. And what is that Brahma Jyoti? Brahma Jyoti is the bodily rays, effulgent rays of Krishna. You have seen Krishna's head is always old. That rays is, distributed in different energies. Parasya Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate. That energy or multi-energies are coming out. Just like from sunlight, so many things are emanating. Yes, so many energies are coming out. All colors, everything, all material existence is due to the sunlight. Similarly, The whole creation, whole material and spiritual creation that is resting on the rays emanating from the bodily effulgence of Krishna. That is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Brahma Samhita. Yasya prabha pravato jagadanta koti. What is it said? It is said that what is that effulgence? The spiritual potencies are coming out. The millions of jivas are coming out also from the body of the Lord. And also from Brahman, sometimes in the Brahman it is described that cloud appears. That is pradhana. And whatever shed comes turns into Mahatattva. And then, so you see, from Brahman, material universe has also come. From where? From body of the Lord. All the spiritual energies are coming out. All the energies for Lord, all energies are spiritual energy. Everything is emanating from the body of the Lord. Okay. Here, similarly, Brahmajyoti, Brahman effulgence, is the effect of the effulgence from the Goloka Vrindavan planet. This is another description in Shastra that Brahmajyoti not only comes from the bodily rays of the Lord, but comes also from the Vaikuntha planets. All the Vaikuntha planets are self-illuminated. Like sun. Sun is self-illuminating. There's no any light giving light to the sun. Of course, we know Brahmajyoti is giving light to the sun. But to have an example in material world. There is no need of these things, lightening, because as here, within this universe, we have got only one planet shining, the sun planet. In the spiritual world, all the Vaikuntha planets, they are shining. And because all of them shining, the whole nature there is shining. That is called Brahmajyoti. So even Vaikuntha planets are emanating the light. Okay, then another quote. The Vaikuntha planets are self-illuminating like sun, and the rays of the Vaikuntha planets are called Brahmajyoti. The Brahmajyoti is spread unlimitedly, and the material world is but a covered portion of an insignificant part of the same Brahmajyoti. So that is described. It is described that northeast corner of the Brahmajyoti is sometimes covered by the cloud. Look at the description, northeast. Okay, here. Now, we will see the different types of quotes. Those impersonalists, they desire to merge into Brahman. That is their desire. They say, Soham, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Supreme Lord. I want to merge into the Lord. So look at this. Who else is merging into the Lord? The demons and impersonalists are awarded the facility of merging into the Brahmajyoti effulgence of the Lord, whereas devotees are admitted into the spiritual planets. For comparison, one can just imagine the difference between floating in space and residing on one of the planets in the sky. You know, if you enter Brahmajyoti, there's no planets, there's no form, there's no varieties, there's no activity, just floating in the space. What is better, floating in the space or residing on the planet? So obviously, what an example. The pleasure of the living entity on this planet is greater than those who have no body and who merge with the molecules of the sun rays. The impersonalists, therefore, are no more favored than the enemies of the Lord. Rather, they are both on the same level of spiritual salvation. Look at this statement. Why? Because when Krishna kills the demon, they merge into his body. From his body, they emanate out back into the Brahman, into the Brahmajyoti. So, we want to achieve the Lord. We want to serve the Lord. We want to follow. Mahajano yena gata sapanta. We want to follow great Mahajanas. Who are our leaders? Who are our the torch bearers? Who are our idols? Who are our devotees that we want to serve? We want to follow their footsteps. Arjun, Garuda, Hanuman, Gopis, correct? Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, correct? Where did they go? By practicing bhakti. They achieve direct darshan of the Lord. Is it not that Lord Vishnu appeared to Dhruva Maharaj? Correct? Lord appeared to Ambarish Maharaj, he saved him. At least Chakra appeared. No? Is it not that Lord Nrsimhadev appeared to Prahlad Maharaj? You know that Vamanadeva appeared to Bali Maharaj. And Krishna was driving Arjuna's chariot. And gopis, they are daily with Krishna. Correct. These are our leaders. No? What about the impersonalists? Who merges into Brahman? All the asuras. Whom you are following? You want to follow Hanuman or you want to follow Shishupal, Dantavakra, Kamsa? Whom do you want to follow? Agasura. Whom do you want to follow? Look at the destination you are aspiring to. It's given even to demons. Huh? So this is good to preach like this. Okay, look at this. Prabhupada writes in Canto 1. The Lord reciprocates just as it behooves with his different type of admirers and the devotees. Of course, the pure devotees are one type only because they have no other object for service but the Lord. And therefore, the Lord also reciprocates with such pure devotees just as it behooves. Namely, he is always attentive to all their matters of his pure devotees. There are others who designate him as impersonal. And so the Lord also does not take any personal interest. This is so heavy. Okay, let me go to hell. But there is some hope. Maybe God is merciful to me. Maybe he has some interest in me. Or this poor fellow, look, for his foolishness, where he finishing hell. Let me save him. But in Brahman you go, you are impersonalist. You don't want to say the Lord. You don't want to serve Lord. You don't want to see him. You don't want to know him. You don't want to accept he exists as a personality. And then you enter Brahma Jyoti and you think, that's it. Now I'm eternal. I'm shining. I'm not taking birth again. I'm not suffering again. I exist. Aham Brahmas. And what is that position? That Lord given up hand on you. That Lord is not interested in you. That is worse than hell. That can you imagine? What is your situation? Okay, you're not talking to your father. But he didn't give up on you. He just a little temporary quarrel, but he wants to help you. He wants to correct you. No? Any day you may say, Father, sorry, I had a little mess up. All right, come back. No? But you come to that type of quarrel that father say, I know son, I know interest in him. That's heavy. That's extreme. That one place in the whole creation where is spiritual and material is Brahma Jyoti, where Lord has no interest for you. What have you done? What have you done that Lord has no interest in you? Can anything worse happen in anybody's life? Let me be rogue and rascal number one, but there is I expect some mercy of the Lord. He is concerned for me. In Brahman, he is not concerned for me also. He says, I have no personal interest. What a rejection, what a situation. The worst thing can happen to anybody to merge into Brahman. Okay, so here, the shloka says, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna vigraha jay satya nahi mane, ye nida yudhadika kare tandrasane, say doira dhandahaya brahma sayuja mukti, tara mukti falana he ye kare bhakti. What is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita? The Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, the impersonalists who do not accept the transcendental form of Sri Krishna and the demons who are always engaged in blaspheming and fighting with Krishna are punished by being merged into the Brahman effulgence. It's a punishment to get Brahman. It's a punishment, according to Chaitanya. Why is that? Durai danda, correct? Danda. Danda means punishment. What is that punishment? Brahma sayuja mukti. This is the punishment. Why is punishment? Because in that place you are not allowed to serve the Lord. You can't serve the Lord. There is no service. No? You can't serve the Lord. It's a horrible place. But that does not happen to the person engaged in devotional service. Sayuja shunite bhaktera hoy grihna bhai naraka vanchayet tabu sayuja nalai. What is that? A pure devotee does not like even to hear about Sayuja Mukti, which inspires him with fear and hatred. Indeed, the pure devotee would rather go to hell than merge into the effulgence of the Lord. And who is that? Srila Prabhupada Saraswati has sung, Kaivalyam narakayate. Kaivalyam, all one. These people who put Brahman, Krishna, Murti, they call their temple Kaivalyam. So somebody said, why don't you visit them? Kaivalyam Narakaya. Why you are sending me to hell? Just we should add the second line. Then Kaivalyam they added, we could put Narakaya. Okay, so here. Nonetheless, a pure devotee of Krishna rejects even these types of liberation. There are 5 types of liberation and all are rejected by pure devotee. He aspires only to serve Krishna birth after birth. He is not very interested in stopping the repetition of birth, for he simply desires to serve the Lord even in hellish circumstances. Mama Janmani Janmanishware. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not asking him for moksha. Janmani Janmanishware. Bhavatat Bhakti Rahaitukit. Consequently, the pure devotee hates and fears Sayuja Mukti, merging into the effulgence of the Lord. This merging is due to an offense committed against the transcendental loyal service of the Lord. And therefore, it is not at all desirable for a pure devotee. It is offense. Why offense? Because you offend the form of the Lord. You don't accept. You don't accept Krishna Leelas. You don't valid devotional exchanges between devotee and the Lord. Loving exchanges. You don't accept. Maya, what is they don't accept? This is all Maya. They don't accept that this is real. They don't accept the feelings of the Lord. They don't accept the feelings of the devotee. They don't accept that eternal relation. So this is something. There is a prayer by Hanuman. When Lord Ramachandra said that I am so pleased with you, so such a service you did for me. How can I bless you? And Hanuman said, Lord, whatever blessing you want to give me, let not my service to you in Dasa Rasa should not be disturbed. So he just makes sure, just don't put me into Brahman, please. Whatever blessing you want, I don't mind. Well, you choose what is best for me, you give blessing if you want. But just my relation with you, Ramadutta, Hanuman, your Dasa, that should not be disturbed. That is the prayer. Okay, see this. Gentle devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead know perfectly well who is God and who is not. Correct? Isopanisad said, well, you should know what is God, what is not God. No? Red light, green light. Non-devotee impersonalists, however, who have no idea what God is and who never offer prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are always interested in accepting a human being as a God and offer such prayers to him. This is the difference between devotee and demon. Demons manufacture their own gods, or a demon himself claims to be God, following footsteps of Ravana and Hiranyakashipu. Now you can see that there is a, say, even now, there is a few, many of them, gurus. They say that God has no form. They say that one no need to worship Murti. And then they say, I am God. And they accept prayers offered to them. Then when he was criticized by devotees, and on TV he was a little bit criticized, then next time when he came, they put a banner. I didn't come to tell you that I am God. I came to teach you, you are God. So if you are teaching me that I am God, that you must be some better God than me because I am God who forgot that I am God. Just juggling with words. What he is telling, Krishna, this is not God. Krishna's form, playing flute, this is all Maya. This is not form. No form, no qualities. Avyakta, Nirguna, Nirakaya, Kaivalyam, Brahman. No? They deny God. God is not that. And then all his disciples worshipping him, rascal. Correct? He is sitting on Vyasasana, people are bowing down, touching his feet, putting galan of it. Then he established himself as a God, as an object of worship. You see that? See, rascals, they don't come to worship Krishna. They don't accept. They don't tell people, you worship Krishna, you don't worship me. No. You see how they are cheaters. Demons, actual demons. They accept the worship which is meant for Krishna. Huh? How they tricky play. God is, why Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Pass your time. I am God. And then he accepts worship. What a cheater. What we brought bananas and coconuts to Krishna, he takes. And that's not all. What about innocent people's love, devotion, emotion, their surrender? He takes for himself, Rascal, which is meant for Krishna. He's a thief, he's a demon. Okay, so demons manufacture their own gods, or demon himself claims to be God, following footsteps of Ravana and Hiranyakashipu. This is their parampara. Okay. So here, look at this one. For the impersonalists and enemies of Krishna, liberation means merging into the Supreme. For both same attitude. The demons and the impersonalists, oops, I messed up something. The demons and the impersonalists do not care for Krishna. But Krishna is so kind that he gives them this liberation even to his enemies and to impersonalists. There is a following statement in this connection. O Murari Krishna, how wonderful it is that although the demons who were always envious of demigods have failed to penetrate your military phalanx, they have penetrated into region of Mitra, the sun globe. Means Brahmajyoti. The word Mitra is used metaphorically. Mitra means the sun globe, and Mitra also means friend. The demons who opposed Krishna as enemies wanted to penetrate his military phalanx, but instead of this, they died in the battle. And the result was that they penetrated the planet of Mitra, or the sun planet. In other words, they entered into Brahman effulgence. Whoever was killed in Kurukshetra got moksha. Those who were devotees, they went back to Vaikuntha. Those who were not devotees, they merged into the Brahman. But both were free from material existence. Both were blessed. Both were free from sins. No? But you see how amazing shloka is. No? Amazing. They want to penetrate your phalanx, but they penetrated into Brahman. Okay. So here, God has always been a vague idea. Most of people are impersonalists and voidists. Perhaps for the first time in the world, we are giving the people a clear idea of what God is. What is God? Although God or Krishna was existing in the world, but the demons like Kamsa wanted to kill him. Therefore, people have no clear idea. So this is the first time that we are placing Krishna in tangible form with a clear idea of his name, fame, qualities, pastimes, etc. And this is the fact. Before Prabhupada started preaching, mostly, if any idea of God in India is impersonal, apart from these four sampradayas. But most of the people, even today, even if they say, I also worship Krishna. I say, so what do you mean by Krishna? No, ultimately there is no form. No? We came to Chennakesava Temple, beautiful in Belur, beautiful temple by Koshlas, kings. Koshalya they say in English, but Koshlas, locals they say. Not in Hampi, before Hampi, Belur. And beautiful temple of Vishnu, Chennakesava. And the carvings are just out of the world. Every pillar has so many carvings, and all temple, every inch of temple is carved. You know, our is quite impersonal when I think of that temple. Plain. But there are really amazing carvings. And one fellow was pushing to be our guide. You know? So, you see that? He showed us one pillar with avatars. Small, like this. Maybe 6 by 3 inches. Small squares and different avatars are carved. Beautiful. Varahadev, Hayagriva. If you see how it's carved, it's mind-blowing. So one place is kept empty. You know. So he proudly showed, and this empty place, what is this? Avatar. It's not avatar, it's an empty place. To show that ultimate is avyakta, impersonal. You know? But I purchased the book about the temple. There, it says different information. That these sculptures who were doing this carving, they're so good. One of the sculptors wrote, actually it's written down in the stone, if anybody can match my carving, I left one place there for him, let him match it. The empty place. He's not speaking about impersonal. You see? It's right there in the carving in the stone. And fellow, because he's all he knew about his spiritual life is Vivekananda and Ramakrishna and impersonalism. That's all what he knew about his life. I asked him, who is your guru? I read Vivekananda's books. What is conclusion? That of all these carvings on millions of carvings on temple, that one empty plate he found, that is the ultimate. That empty plate I found here and another place. But you see, it was written there clearly. They challenge, okay, if you carve like us, here is place for you, we left for you one place. You see that? How they misinterpret, how they twist the meaning and trying to push this. Everyone is, you scratch a little bit, you find Mayavad. Even Christian in India we found. I told him, what is the difference? Christians say, Manmana bhava madbhakto, love me with heart, mind and soul. And Jesus said, love God with my heart and soul. No, ultimately you should be one with the Jesus. Christian Mayavad, Indian Christian Mayavad. No form. Focus. Okay, here the comments of Acharyas. In Madhva commentators, there are six different Acharyas commented in Madhva line for the Isopanisad. So this is a little bit summary, I have to admit. Yeah. The shlokas 15 to 18, and they also divided these 4 shlokas into shorter, 2 sentences. So they have 15 to 20. They have 6 shlokas. We have 4 shlokas. But the same shlokas, same text. Like their Bhagavad Gita, they say, Gita has 702 shlokas. So I thought, my God, we are missing 2 shlokas. But actually they split shlokas which have 6 lines into 2 lines and 4 lines. So it's the same text. Don't worry about that. Okay. So the shlokas 15 to 18 constitute a prayer to be offered by those who desire to get direct vision of the Lord and by His grace to obtain liberation. In this shloka, devotee appeals to the Lord to unveil His form present in the Surya Mandala to him. Now we know in the sun Surya Narayana resides. So here, translation Madhvacharya is like this. O Vishnu, your form is covered by brilliant sun. Please remove the covering so your devotee can see the form. And of course, as Madhvacharya, he quotes immediately Shastra. So far, he didn't give one statement without quote. If you notice, there's no one single statement without quoting the shloka. So here, Brahmanda Purana defines this. Patram hiranmayam surya mandalam samudartam. See that? What is that golden effulgence? Hiranmaya Patram refers to the sun planet. The face of Lord Vishnu, Satya, is always covered by this. Vishnu is addressed as Pusha, nourisher, because he is full and perfect and reveals that form to the devotee, Satya Dharmaya. The devotee is called Satya Dharmaya because he holds Dharma from Dhir. Dhri. Like we have Giridhari. Dhari means holding. Okay. Dharma for Dhri. To hold. So, the Lord called Satya, full of good qualities in his heart. So this is how Madhva translated. So, dear Lord, remove that sun effulgence so I can see your face. Okay. Vedānta-deśika explains. This is amazing how Acharyas describe differently this Hiranmaya Patra. Okay, look at this one. The mind of Jiva is covered by golden covering, made of ignorance and passion. O Lord, maintainer of my devotion, please remove that covering for realizing you, which is the natural function of the pure Jiva. Hiranmaya Patra is what? Ignorance and passion. Why golden? Because we are attracted by material things. We are attracted by material enjoyment. Say, what is the gold? Gold is something attractive. So whatever we are attracted else than you, Lord, please you remove that. Look at this, Vedānta-deśika's explanation. And he explains details. The mantras 15 to 20 are now taught, which should be utilized by person fixed in performance of Brahma Vidya or knowledge of Brahman along with his karma. Okay. In these mantras, various names such as Pusha must indicate only Paramatma. Now Pushan in the Veda sentence refers to Surya because sun maintains all life in the universe. So Pushan sometimes refers to Surya. And you will see mantra 16, Surya is mentioned, Yama is mentioned, Pushan is mentioned. So some interpreters, some of them they say, oh, this is prayer to different demigods. Here immediately Vedānta-deśika explains, this Pushan refers to Paramatma only, the ultimate maintainer. They have this meaning either directly or because he is the life of the devatas, indicated by those names. Pushan means one who directly meaning is nourisher, but also means one who maintains all the devatas. So therefore, Surya is not one who maintains all the devatas, it's actually Paramatma. That being the case, the mantras indicates only one pleasurable object, though many such names as Yama, Surya, etc. are followed, because this is linked to next shloka. Actually, we'll try to do 2 shlokas now in this session. It's almost we are there. In the first mantra, the devotee prays to Lord addressed as Pusha, to destroy the obstacles of meditation, samadhi, on the Lord, which has been mentioned as Vinasham in the previous verse. Satya refers to the Jiva. He says Satya here refers to Jiva. The usage is found in following. Satyam Chandritam Cha Satyam Abhavat. Having entered the world, the Lord becomes the Jiva, Satya, and the matter, Anritam. Tat Satyam Itya Chakshate. He is called reality. Taittiriya Upanishad is quoted. The Jiva is called the true of the true, the essence of Satya. The Jivas are called Satya. Satya belongs to them. So this is, he quotes immediately where shlokas wherever Jiva refers to the Satya. Mukam, head refers to mind of the Jiva, Satyasya, which is situated in the head, and it is organ upon which the senses depend. Now, so remove that effulgence, remove that coverings of my mind, so I can see you. The mind of the Jiva, covered by passion, is compared to golden vessel because of the great attachment it exhibits, which obstructs his meditation to the Lord. Correct? The mind is real culprit. The mind is the only problem. Prabhupada says all our problems are in the mind only. No? So here the same thought is expressed. Though the Paramatma is very close, residing in the heart, the mode of passion obstructs the vision of Paramatma. Though passion is mentioned, ignorance is also included. So that is considered. Or, the golden can suggest that various types of enjoyment coming through karma. O nourisher, or those who take shelter of you, remove that covering of the mind, tat, of the jiva. Why? Remove the covering of the mind so he may see drishta the Lord. So he may see the Lord. This vision is the intrinsic nature of the jiva, satya dharmaya. That is the intrinsic characteristic. The dharma of jiva is to always see the Lord, always serve the Lord. So this is explained. Vidyābhūṣaṇa follows Madhva's commentary. The form of the eternal Lord is covered by brilliant rays of the sun. O nourisher, uncover your form so that your devotee may see it. And he explained, after the Guru delineates the form of Paramatma to the qualified disciple, the disciple engages in selfless worship of the Lord to meet the Lord directly and then attains the liberated state. This has been described in previous verses. But meeting the Lord directly is not possible just by Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan. And liberation is not possible just by meeting the Lord. Only when one attains the mercy of the Lord can one attain the Lord. So this is our philosophy. This is our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. That our own endeavor is not enough. We endeavor as if it is enough. We do 100% endeavor, but we understand that this is only 50% of the job. We have to expect Lord's mercy also. And I would say, this is 1% of the job, 99% is mercy of the Lord, really. Okay. The concluding verse of the Upanishad show the method of praying for mercy, so that one may attain perception of the Lord through hearing and meditation, and so that one may attain liberation from all through perceiving Him. So this is now, what is that? Guru explained, Isha Vasamidam Sarvam principle. And you have your quota, be satisfied with that. Don't take other quota, you will enter into hell. You will degrade yourself. You should know, by this method you will promote jnana. By karma you will degrade. So practice both, maintain, see, follow instructions. Know what is vidya, know what is avidya, know to whom to worship, know whom not to worship. So he is practicing this. Now is time. Lord, you please give the mercy now. Because without that point, Without this point, that we pray for the mercy, we will not achieve realization. We will not achieve the goal. We have to pray for the mercy of the Lord. And the more one is pure, more one is praying to the Lord's mercy, thinking, I'm so unqualified. Yeah? So this is very important, this attitude said by Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa. Among the verses, this verse speaks of worship of the Lord in form of the sun. This Anushtup meter. The word Hiranmayana, literally golden, in the word means like a gold or brilliant. Patra refers to a vessel from which one drinks. Pa, pibati. Here it refers to the sun planet. The sun is called vessel because it is the object in which the rays situated there drink nourishment. Or it is the object from which people drink or receive the rays. Another thing is described that sun drinks all the moistures from the universe and emanates energy. That water is the fuse, emanates energy. Sun runs on water. It's not nuclear power, it's not volcanic power, as the scientists believe. Rig Veda describes the sun runs on diffusion of the water. So this is another patra. He drinks all the water from the universe. That is another description of the sun. By the brilliant Hiranmayana sun globe, patrena, the face, mukham, meaning also body. What is that? Show me your face, mukham. Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa explains it. Body means also body is suitable for pastimes as well as the face. Not only face. Show me your face means show me yourself. Means all the body, which is suitable for pastimes. Of the indestructible person, Satyasya, the Supreme Lord, situated in the sun planet, is covered, apihitam. O person who nourished the devotee, Pushan, vocative of Pushan. O Paramatma, who nourished from within, you must uncover, that face and whole form. Why? It is for the direct perception of a devotee like me. This is the prayer of a rishi. This is how Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa explains the shloka. Okay. Here the Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's commentary. The form of Paramatma is covered by vessel of light. O sun, please remove the covering so that we can see the nature of Paramatma and your eternal qualities. Okay. Commentary. O Supreme Lord, you are the spiritual sun. I am your very small particle of light. Though I can see, your light does not allow me to see your eternal form. Thus, being deprived of seeing your wonderful qualities, I remain covered by energy of Maya, the shadow of Chit Shakti, your spiritual energy. Be merciful and remove the effulgent covering. Then it will be possible for minute soul to see your real form. The great devotee Narada, seeing that form, said, Jyotir abhyantare rupam atulam shyama sundaram. Look at this quote. There is incomparable form of Shyama Sundar within the light. Narada Pancharatra quote. Very nice. You see that? Jyotir abhyantare rupam atulam shyama sundar. Correct? Okay. Do you have any questions, comments, realization? Have you seen the effulgence?
Purport Prabhupada writes.
Purport Prabhupada writes.
When one realizes the material potencies of the Lord, but has little or no information of the spiritual potencies, he attains Paramatma Realization.
Right.
A little bit explain that.
You see, here Prabhupada explained these three. That one who has no knowledge of potency of Supreme Truth will realize impersonal Brahman. No knowledge of the potencies. Why? Because the spiritual or Paramatma also. Look at this. This is for Brahman. The conclusion is that one who has no knowledge of the potencies of the Supreme Truth will realize the impersonal Brahman. Why? He doesn't know that Jiva is the potency of the Lord. We are Prakriti. We are energy of the Lord. He thinks we are the Lord. So he doesn't know they are Lord and his energies. He doesn't know the Lord and his energies exist. He thinks everything is Brahman. Brahman Satyam. Everything is Brahman. Salvam Kalau Idam Brahma. So he doesn't know knowledge of the energies of the Lord. He has no clue. That Jiva is Tatastha Shakti is there, Bahiranga Shakti is there, Antaranga Shakti is there. They know two things, Brahman and Maya. This is impersonal. Brahman is there and Maya is there. They do not know about Jiva Shakti. They don't accept Jiva Shakti exists, individual, conscious, living entity, separate from the Lord. So they do not know about potencies of the Lord. Okay, now Paramatma. Similarly, When one realizes material potencies of the Lord, by his little or no information, spiritual potency, he attains Paramatma realization. What is it? Now he realizes that Lord is all-pervading. This matter is Lord's creation. He enters into every atom. He is in everyone's heart. He maintains everyone. He knows the Jiva is different from the Lord. Okay. But they do not know about spiritual varieties. They do not know Yoga Maya potency. They do not know so many potencies of the Lord, Lila Shakti of the Lord. They do not know. They do not know Sandhini, Samvit, Hladini potencies fully. Hladini potencies are known to them. Sandhini they know, Samvit they know, partially. But Hladini potency they do not know. So he appreciates the Lord. But this is Shantarasa. He appreciates Lord has so many potencies. Lord maintains, He is everywhere present. He is in the heart of everyone. And this material creation is His energy. And Jiva is His energy. What an amazing person He is. This is called Shantarasa. But no desire to serve Him. No knowledge of Vaikuntha varieties. So Sandhini is not fully realized because Vaikuntha is manifestation of Sandhini potency. Yeah? No knowledge of rasas. So Samvit potency is not fully realized. And Hladini, bliss, which comes from impersonal meditation, Paramatma meditation. This bliss comes from Samvit potency, not from Hladini potency. So therefore they don't have this full realization. Thus both Paramatma realization is partial realization. But when you realize Supreme Lord, then you realize fully. Why? Because then the Lila Shakti, the Yoga Maya potency reveals to you. Actually, this is by mercy of Hladini and Chit potency. They combine. Vidyābhūṣaṇam. That is described in first shloka of Shikshashtaka. When the Srimati Radharani blesses us, then only spiritual world is revealed to us. And she is a Chit potency. She is a spiritual potency. So you understand the partial realization. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, please.
We say that bhakti leads to bhakti. Bhakti
Right.
gives rise to bhakti. And then
Right.
if you understand this statement, we are performing sadhana bhakti initially.
Right.
Because we don't have prema bhakti.
Right.
When we say bhakti leads to bhakti, sadhana bhakti is the bhakti that we are trying to perform and then which leads to prema bhakti.
Right.
Is it?
When we say bhakti leads to bhakti, means that bhakti has no other cause than bhakti. That means that no amount of material pious activities will give birth to the bhakti. Neither tapasya, austerity or anything like this. That is not cause of bhakti. What to speak of material financial assets. So there is no material qualification. Bhakti is spiritual, bhakti is independent. So what means that bhakti leads to bhakti? That means that bhakti means devotion to the Lord. Okay, devotion rises devotion in another's heart. Means that because devotees of the Lord, they like the Lord so much, they have bhakti in their heart for the Lord. Their bhakti pushes them, urges them, make them restless to give bhakti to others. So when we meet devotee, or we meet his writing or teaching, or they engage us in the service or they bless us. So bhakti from their heart comes to our heart. So bhakti is cause of bhakti. It's not that bhakti is cause of something else. So this is really what it means. So sadhana bhakti, raghunaga bhakti, both are bhakti. One is immature, one is mature, you may say, But what means bhakti is cause of bhakti means that there is no other external cause of bhakti. Not that I know Sanskrit, so I'll be better devotee. You may be worse, you may speculate more, thinking, I know. And it happened. Many Sanskrit editors of BBT fall down because they try to find fault in Acharya's translations. I know. Bogus. You understand? So there is no any other cause of bhakti than bhakti. How you get bhakti? From a devotee, from the bhakta, who is above of bhakti. So that is explained, that we have to study. That is explained. You can read Vishwan Chakravarti Ṭhākura, Madhurya Kadambini. In first chapter he explains this. How bhakti is independent, how bhakti is cause of bhakti. No jnana is cause of bhakti, no karma is cause of bhakti, no anything else is cause of bhakti than bhakti itself. You can read it. It's very nicely explained. Okay, any other question? Yes?
Actually, this Brahma-Jyoti realization, I never heard of it. After reading Bhagavad Gita, only I came to know suffering is there.
Right.
But I travel many parts in India. There also I never see any people worshipping this Brahma-Jyoti. Recently I am hearing about this Brahma-Kumaris and all. Is there any prominent places that worshipping Brahma-Jyoti?
Nobody really worships Brahma-Jyoti because it's not that you put light on the altar and you do the puja, It's not in that way done. What is done? What means worshipping Brahma-Jyoti? They consider that Jyoti is the ultimate. Supreme light is there. Light is there. So many groups speak about this because Shastra speaks about this. But they don't understand because they are not devotees. They cannot understand that Krishna is behind the light. They think ultimate light is there. So you can see their logos. Whoever has this rays, some rays of the light in the logo, you will understand these are impersonalists thinking Brahma-Jyoti is supreme. Even Pujari is doing puja to Krishna and asking, what is the meaning of Deepa? This is most important because it's not the form, it's that light ultimately, That Akhanda Deepa they put. They think, light is ultimate. Because that is first thing you see after coming out of material world. But that's not ultimate. Prabhupada said, from the distance, when you come to Salem, when you come from the above, you may see, it's some smoky place. But when you come closer, you will see their houses, the cities. When you come inside, you will see there are people also there. So same thing. First impression is eternity we achieve. We are not anymore part of material world. We don't have to take birth and death. No more disease, old age. No more material suffering. I'm eternal. That realization is first, But then after that should be realization that I am spirit soul, yes, but what is my duty? What is my constitution? To serve the Lord. They do not know that. So it's not that worship Brahman, because you can't use that word in that sense. They worship Brahman by meditating on impersonal Brahman, by thinking the supreme light that is ultimately the goal. And many of them, many groups are there. Many groups are there. Somebody had a question, yes?
So does all jivas who attain this Brahma-Jyoti, they merge with the Brahma-Jyoti, they all fall down? Is there any?
Well, all fall down means that must be so. Because that is not Jiva's constitution, Brahman. Jiva's constitution is Jivara Surpaho Nitya Krishna Das. That you serve the Lord. And in Brahman you cannot do that service. So you will not be satisfied. Prabhupada writes, what is that? Jiva feels lonely. Means it's unfulfilled desire. Anandamaya Vyasad, you cannot satisfy that. So Jiva's urge is again to take the body, accept the body. So why would anybody be happy in Brahma-Jyoti?
It's like Paramatma bodies, still they have the realization of husbandship, still like we don't see this Ananda. And is it in any cases that Paramatma will also come back or Paramatma bodies?
Yeah, the yogis who meditate on Paramatma, what is it? It's really 90% is impersonal. They see the form but they don't have relationship with it. Unless they desire to serve the Lord, they are not promoted to Shantarasa. So they need devotee to meet to do that step forward. Otherwise they're all impersonal. But they are not offenders. They know Lord has a form, but they are not desiring to serve. You can read in Nectar of Devotion very nicely, one chapter Prabhupada explains, very nicely this Paramatma yogis consciousness and what do they attain. Okay, who said any other question? Yes, Prabhupada.
In one conversation, there was a discussion, they were asking Srila Prabhupada what is the difference between Mayavadi and Brahmavadi.
Right.
So in that Srila Prabhupada said, in Mayavadi, they will never go to Brahman because they are offended.
Right.
So only Brahmavadi will go.
Right.
How to understand?
But just I told now, no, that people who the yogis, even jnanis, who realize that God has form, but they are attracted to impersonal Brahman. They are not attracted to serve Him. They didn't hear from devotees. They didn't awaken the love of God. They have so much knowledge that they know I have nothing to do with material world. I have nothing to do with matter, I have nothing to do with sense gratification. And by their power of knowledge, control of the senses, they realize I'm the soul, I'm spirit soul. But they know Lord has a form, they read the Shastra, they heard about Vaikuntha plans. But they thought, this Brahman is more attractive. Because when there is variety, there is controversy, there is cursing going on, so they stay aloof. There is a purport. Vita raga bhaya krodha manmaya mamupas bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhava magatam. Vita raga bhaya krodha. These three things. Mukunda Datta mentioned, remember that purport. Vita, raga, attachment, you have to give up. Bhaya, fear, and krodha. These three things when you give up. What is the raga? Raga is attachment to material sense enjoyment and attachment to our own speculations. Bhaya, fear of impersonalists, that again we are going to have relationship in the spiritual world. Again somebody will be my mother-in-law. Again somebody will be, again form, again body, again. They are afraid of that. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to hear about varieties. Unless they are free from that bhaya, they cannot go to Vaikuntha. So what is the point? They know Lord has a form, they know Vaikuntha, but they are not attracted. They are not offending. These are Brahmavadis, impersonalists. Like 4 Kumaras. They knew Lord is there, they went to see him in Vaikuntha. But they were roaming freely as self-realized soul. That was their happiness. They didn't derive happiness by thinking of Lord and worshipping his feet and trying to do some devotional service. They were free from Maya, that was their happiness. And his happiness, I tell you, a little bit free from Maya. Let us breathe, I can't breathe all the time, head is under the water, So there is a Brahmananda, Brahma Sukha, Brahmananda, correct? But above Brahmananda is Premananda. Prabhupada explained, Chaitanya Charitamrita mentions this. No? So 1,000,000 times more Premananda is there. So those who do not offend the form of the Lord and his pastimes, but they are attracted to impersonal realization, these are rishis for themselves. These are impersonalists. Many rishis, Yajnavalkya may be impersonalist, he's great rishi in Vedic lore, but he's not the greatest of devotees compared to Narada Muni. Narada is great. But he is self-realized soul. You can't say. Vishwamitra Muni, self-realized soul. Bhrigu Muni, self-realized soul. Some are devotees, some are not devotees. These are the Brahmavadis. But when comes this Mayavad thing with Shankaracharya down, offending. No form. Krishna Leelas are Maya. Form is Maya. This is your imagination. This is the problem. Then they criticize. They criticize bhakti. Bhakti for villagers. Bhakti is for those who have no knowledge. They have no brain to study Vedanta. Let them do bhakti. Very good, very good. It's good. Instead of doing some nonsense, let them do some bhakti. It's very offensive people. That they ask that Mayavadi, Swamiji, what do you think about chanting Hare Krishna? Pastime. For pastime you can chant Hare Krishna. She doesn't believe in holy name, the power of holy name. Very offensive. They are very offensive. They go to hell. They are not going to Brahmajyoti. They are very offensive. And there is a big difference.
We've seen the reason why people fall down from Brahmajyoti is because of offensive attitude towards the form of the Lord.
Wait. Hold on. They fall down from Brahmajyoti because of offensive attitude. Who said that? Where is that said? Where you got this one? Where is offensive attitude in Brahmajyoti? In Brahmajyoti you have no activity. Where is offensive attitude? Who said that? Let's not say. You see, he's smiling on you. No. Brahmajyoti you achieve by offensive attitude means you don't accept devotional service. You don't accept the Lord. You just realize the Brahman. You understand? So that is offensive attitude. That we don't believe in the form, we don't accept. They don't want to worship the form of the Lord. Okay, but they're not offensive. They're not criticizing. Then they achieve Brahman. But that for us is also called offensive. It's a difficult to split like this. Many times Prabhupada calls Mayavadis, impersonalists, all together in one box, Mayavadis. All are offenders. Ultimately, if you have no interest in Lord's form, Lord is there, but you have no interest in Him, are you not offended? You are, but you are not criticizing, you are not commenting. But simply you are not accepting devotional service, You're not accepting lotus feet of the Lord. Who are you? You're an offender. You're a bad guy. Go to Brahman. Go there and frozen there. At least you don't disturb others by preaching this impersonalism around, This is how I see Brahman. Don't disturb.
I think therefore the destination for demons and for
Same.
all
Same. Demons are disturbing, impersonalists are disturbing. Both are there. Demons, they want to kill Lord. Impersonalists, they want to accept Lord exists. Or even if they accept, they don't care for him. It's not offensive. It's offense.
Many times opposite, they are also killing the Lord.
They are killing Lord by saying no form, no head, no qualities. How you feel if I say your father has no any good quality? Criticize it, correct? I don't accept your father has any quality. It's offense. No? But here, they say, Krishna Lila, Maya. This Mayavadi, Swamiji, he is mocking. Chanting Hare Krishna, time pass. You can chant, no problem. Ramanam, that's okay. Ram is spotless character. Krishna, you don't want Krishna to be your neighbor, would you? This is how Swamiji is speaking after Gita lecture. Building up his fame of Krishna on Krishna words, he criticizes Krishna. Why? Why? Not understanding Krishna and his potencies. Not understanding who Krishna is. Offensive. They became offensive. They took one step ahead in personalism to be offensive. What did they do? Mayavadi sannyasi in Varanasi to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who was dancing and chanting. Sahajya, sentimentalist. He's just village people that sing and dance. What is sannyasi's business singing? They're commenting, correct? So this is you see, I tell you, it's not black and white as you think. Prabhupada used freely. Impersonalism means Mayavadi. And sometimes they go to hell, sometimes they go to Brahman. Which one is worse? You tell me. Correct. Which one is worse? So it's subtle. It's not, it's not so A, B, C, D. It's not like that. Depends on attitude, depends on one's degree of enviousness. Yes, Hare Krishna.
You know this verse, Mayavadam Asat Shastram.
Mayavadam Asat Shastram.
So what is the impersonalist response to this verse? Like it's very clear.
What is?
The impersonalist response to this verse is very clear that it's Shankaracharya in the cover.
Right.
Firstly,
They say this not referred to Shankaracharya. What that? Manmanabha Madbhakto, what is their response? Think of unknown, unborn within Krishna. Everything they twist. Everything they twist. What is that? Another fellow is giving Gita lecture. Today is the day of Gita Jayanti, when Krishna spoke Gita to Arjuna. And nice, correct? Then second line. And it's not that Krishna spoke Gita to Arjuna, but that Brahman, impersonal, he spoke through Krishna. So, you understand? Everything that you want to twist, you twist. If I don't want to accept, I don't want to accept. How are you going to convince me? And that by any means twist and juggle it with words. What do I do? You can't convince me into anything if I don't want to be convinced. It's like this, What is color of your dhoti? Green. What is his color?
Green.
Green, you see. And he is looking smart. Actually, it's not green, but it's green. Fool, Correct? And you see, already I have followers, Baba. You see, there's a problem. If one is not sincere, simply he doesn't want to accept. How can you, 6 times, Krishna says, Manmava, Madbhakto, Madhyaji, Mam Namasu, Mama Vishasati, Pratijana, Priyosime, 6 times. I say, give glass water to me. Please bring me glass of water. I want to drink. For me you bring. 6 times I tell. And you come in front of me and you yourself, you drink yourself. I am that Krishna. How did you miss 6 times, you fool, I'm telling 6 times to me, and you drink yourself. This is called impersonalism. That you must be fool to And you will see the commentaries of next mantra. Oh, you will see Vedānta-deśika's commentary. That next shloka says, Soham, I'm Sohasmi, I'm also that Brahman. Then you'll see Vedānta-deśika's commentary. Oh, this is amazing how he blasts us one after another. All misconceptions. All misconceptions are blasted by Vedānta-deśika. And he says, I'm taking from Ramanuja's guidance from his Vedanta's commentary. Killing impersonalism. Yeah, next shloka will be interesting, this discussion. Okay, let's stop here. Every day we are prolonging this. Any question? No. Thank you very much. Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai. Śrīpāda Madhvācārya ki jai. Hare Krishna.